Hello, my friends. Welcome back, Chandra Zas Zen Odyssey. Today, I'm going to talk all about water. And I titled my blog post this week, Rich Water. And I did so because over the years and over all of my travels and all of the different waters that I have drank and bathed in and tasted and researched and looked into, I really found that there is a big difference in the quality of water. I grew up in a small mountain town in the Sierra Nevada foothills, and we had well water. So I grew up on really mineral rich, calcium, magnesium, well water. And when we drink mineral rich water, it really feeds our body. Our body needs minerals to function. And when we drink water that's missing the minerals, it actually takes minerals out of our body in order to process the water through our body. It's really important that we are drinking water that is nourishing our body with minerals. So I grew up in this small town, and then I traveled to many countries. I traveled to Australia and New Zealand and Brazil. Brazil had some of the most beautiful water I've ever experienced. The waterfalls near Alto Paraíso are breathtaking and so tasty. It's just thinking about it, I actually forgot about it until just a second when I mentioned it. I traveled all over the world. I lived in Israel, where they have a lot of water technology. I lived on a cruise ship where the water that was in the pipes and even the water that we drank was ocean water that was desalinated. And currently, I'm living in this beautiful town in northern Spain that has these beautiful springs like coming out of the sides of the mountains that have this amazing mineral-rich water. We've been drinking this water regularly now for 6 months, and I can feel the difference in my body. I can feel my cells saying, yes, I can feel this replenishment happening. When we were living on the cruise ship and drinking water that had pretty much nothing in it, we were actively taking trace mineral supplements. And for those of you who live in the city, I really recommend you look into this and take trace minerals. Our body needs these minerals. And when we're drinking water, like the city water that generally doesn't have trace minerals, we need those trace minerals. The other place that we get minerals is from our food. But the food gets the plants and also the animals get the minerals from the soil. And in America, the soil is getting, it depends on which kind of farm you're on and which kind of soil it is, but in general, it's becoming more depleted. The farmers who are not doing crop rotation and who are not actively feeding and taking care of the soil, those minerals are slowly lessening in the soil, which means that they're lessening in our food source. So there's a few reasons that we are typically and on average becoming mineral depleted, or we are mineral depleted. So getting a good water source, if you can live in the mountains and drink mountain fresh water, this is obviously ideal. But if you're living in a city, it's really worth it to look into a water filter system for two things. One is you don't really want to be drinking chlorine. Chlorine is really beneficial for keeping us all safe from bacteria that could be really a problem, but it's really useful to filter the water especially before you drink it. Some people are also topically sensitive to chlorine because we do absorb everything through our skin, but drinking chlorine is not good for us, and it also harms our friendly bacteria that we want to be flourishing in our digestive systems and in our guts. So there's a water system that we've bought, my man's cousin, and we recommended to a few friends. My man is a geologist, environmental officer. He's got some knowledge about water and stuff. So I picked his brain, which water filter would you recommend? He came up with a really good water filter, and the one he really recommends is APEC. I get no money from you ordering anything from APEC, but this is the water filter that if we were in the US that we would buy, and we may very well buy. So one way that in all of the different places I've traveled and in all of the different waters that I've drank, I've noticed the difference in how my body responds to when I'm drinking the water. I notice that when I'm in the city, I have a really hard time drinking much water. I know that I need to drink water and I drink a certain amount of water, but it doesn't really feel good. My body's not really saying yes. I notice when I'm drinking really fresh, like in the Andes when we were in Argentina and we were drinking this incredible water out of the high Andes, I think I drank like over a gallon because it just, my whole body was like, yes, it just tastes so amazing. So I give you this to use it as a way to gauge how your body is responding to the water that you're drinking. Our body is really intelligent. Our taste buds, everything has evolved and developed to understand and to communicate with us. So if you know you're not drinking enough water and you're trying and it's kind of hard, I would look into what kind of water you're drinking, and maybe you can buy a water filter and invest in your water so that it tastes really good, so that you're really hydrating yourself, and also that you're giving yourself the minerals that your body needs to function. If you just want a simple solution, like a Brita, like a simple carbon filter is really good for just at least removing the chlorine. So there's a few different stages and steps that you can act on. If you're here with me, you probably have some awareness of health. You're probably paying attention to your gut somehow. You're probably paying attention to your food. And so I just really wanted to bring in this piece of water, because water is equally important, and sometimes it's something that we kind of forget about. And I also feel really inclined to mention to you that I'm not advocating for buying plastic water bottles. I do it occasionally in a pinch, but we really do our best to always have refillable water bottles with us and always fill up at places that we know is good water and that we carry water with us. In a pinch, we do it, but the plastic water bottle craze is insane, and it's a marketed industry. And the plastic bottles, these one-use plastics, are really harming our earth. The plastic is leaching into our earth, into our water system, and it's leaching into our bodies. So don't get plastic water bottles. Invest in a filter and invest in a refillable water bottle and invest in your health. All right, that is my water talk this week. Not really what I expected, but it was really up for me. If you go to my blog, or if you go to Instagram, you'll see some of the pictures of the springs that are here in this village in northern Spain that are just breathtaking. And we go there every day to fill up our water bottles, and every time I'm just like amazed at this experience and the beauty of it. And I think that they're like a few 100-year-old, these springs with they're kind of like tubs. People used to wash their clothes there in one part of it. They're really beautiful, like it's really an exquisite thing. So go check out the pictures. And have a beautiful week, and drink some water, and make sure you're getting those minerals that you need, that we need. Thank you. Till next week.